Update 2. Don't even think about showing up to the wedding, my mom snapped. You'll ruin the photos. Rachel deserves better in her background. I just smiled, transferred the honeymoon fund back to my account, and sent her a screenshot. That was just step 1. They still don't know I own the venue they bragged about. The moment I recognized it in her post, I double-checked my emails. Yep, it was under our portfolio. Not only did I partially own it, I had final sign-off power on all large events held there, including say weddings. At first I considered pulling the plug immediately, just canceling the booking, watching them scramble, but that felt too easy, too quick. They wouldn't feel it. They wouldn't understand it. I wanted them to stew in their own smugness a little longer. I wanted them to post their countdown stories, their dress fittings, their seating chart arguments. I wanted them to disagree with me behind my back just a few more times. So, instead I've been watching patiently waiting. I made a few quiet calls to the event coordinator at Lakeview Ridge, asking to be notified if there were any concerns or issues with the Carson's wedding reservation. I reviewed the contract, and let me tell you, it's airtight except for one tiny clause buried deep in the fine print. Full payment is required, 10 days before the event, or the booking is considered forfeited. Not delayed, not postponed, forfeit. The wedding is in 12 days, and as of this morning, no final payment has been submitted. I didn't need to do anything yet. Just wait. Watch. Let them keep treating me like a footnote, like a burden they'd rather crop out of the picture. Let them keep smiling for the camera, completely unaware that the floor they're standing on was laid by the one person they deemed unworthy of standing beside them. It was amazing how quickly people forgot where their money came from once it was no longer being handed to them in silence. I hadn't heard a single word from Rachel or my mom since that phone call. Not even a half-hearted, maybe you could come to the rehearsal dinner as a peace offering. Nothing. Just silence and smugness. But that's the thing about silence. It lets you hear everything they don't say out loud. I spent the next few days doing something I hadn't done in a long time, living my life without them. I hit the gym again, cleaned up my apartment, took myself out to dinner. For once, my phone wasn't blowing up with requests for favors or emergency money transfer. It was peaceful. Quiet in the kind of way that feels earned, like the calm before a controlled storm. But then 5 days before the wedding, I got a notification from the venue's coordinator Amy. She's been with Lakeview Ridge for years and has seen more family disagreements than a therapist. She's sharp, composed, and a little too observant for her own good. Her message was short and polite, but the subtext was crystal clear. Hey Kevin, just checking in. The Carson party still hasn't submitted the final payment. I've sent 2 reminders with no reply. Let me know how you want to handle it since it's close to the deadline. I called her back that afternoon and we talked through it. I kept my tone casual, professional. If it's not paid by the deadline, we'll consider the booking void per policy. Just follow the contract. Amy hesitated. You sure? I mean they're really banking on this thing. They've got like 15 vendors scheduled, a whole live string quartet, and there's talk of releasing doves during the vows. I smiled faintly. Doves? Huh, classy. She laughed quietly. Okay, I'll follow protocol. Deadline's in 2 days. Now, I could have warned them. I could have texted Rachel a simple, hey, just so you know your payment's late. But I didn't because they made it clear I wasn't family. Not important enough to stand in a photo. Not important enough to warrant a chair. Just a walking wallet with a pulse. And that's when I decided I wasn't going to interfere. I was going to let the natural consequences of their carelessness do all the work for me. On the morning of the deadline, I took the day off work and treated myself to a good breakfast. Eggs, coffee, extra crispy bacon. I checked my email around noon. Still nothing. No payment, no message, no oh my god we forgot. Just radio silence. That night, Amy marked the booking as cancelled in our system. At 7:18 p.m., I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. I let it go to voice 30 seconds later. Another call. Same number. I finally picked up. Hi, is this Kevin? This is Teresa. I'm Rachel's wedding planner. I nearly laughed. Of course it was. Yes, I said keeping my voice neutral. So, we're just trying to sort out a minor issue with the venue. I understand there was some kind of system error and the final payment didn't go through. Probably a glitch with our account. But we were hoping to confirm everything is still on track for Saturday. I leaned back in my chair, glanced at the ceiling. No system error. The payment deadline passed last night. The booking's been released. Silence. I could hear her breathing, and in the background the muffled sound of someone arguing. Then her voice returned thin and nervous. But surely you can make an exception, right? I mean this is a once-in-a-lifetime event. The bride's already got her gown. Guests are flying in. Teresa, I interrupted gently. I understand, but the contract is the contract. If they wanted it locked in they should have paid on time.